All right.
Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk from the left side of the Atlantic.
Well, it's Pilgrim from the correct side Atlantic with his Royal Blend tea for a change because he's had time to go and make it. Panicking last week with
Oh,
his tea
very
bag.
nice. So you got your tea this time. That's good. That's good. So it
Coffee
is
tea.
the 28th of May. For goodness sake, Pilgrim, we are almost halfway through the year.
You can't. It's Christmas soon, isn't it? Loot box is
It's
coming.
it's
Christmas
base
boxes.
it's basically Christmas right now.
There is.
It's basic.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's close enough as makes no difference. So we can start speculating about Christmas boxes.
That's the one.
How many boxes type of boxes will we get between now and Christmas? Do you suppose? What's your over
I think
under?
there's a 4 sets of more boxes to come.
Four more?
Yeah, you've got to look at it this way. There'll be a summer recess box set.
Yeah.
Yep. Then there'll be a fall box set, which will be the October-y type thing.
Do you think that will be sort of the Halloween, or are you
Halloween-y.
making okay?
Yeah, no, a Halloweeny. Then you'll have the November one, which is the Veterans Days. So that'll be the third.
Yeah.
And then the fourth will be Christmas, I think, or Pilgrim's birthday, maybe.
All right, Pilgrim's Colony. He says four more sets of boxes. I think I'm going to be more conservative and say there's easily one more, and then Christmas, maybe two. I'll say two. I'll say three total. Two more
All
and
right.
Christmas. I think there is going to be some kind of summer thing because there's a lot of summer left. So there'll be a box of some kind of summer. Then there'll be
Yeah.
the ones tied around the Halloween events. You know,
Okay.
the crazy German guy with the electrical Waffentrager thing or whatever.
That's the one. Yeah.
And
the
then
puppet
and then
show.
Christmas. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Christmas.
All right. Yeah, you could be
Yeah,
right.
that's where I'm
Text
going.
in the house. Fat Red Horse.
Good morning, everybody. Subscribe just around midnight. Thank you for the sub. Much appreciated, my friend. Very cool. Let's see. What is, like I said, it's the 28th. This is Memorial Day weekend in our country. So this is your Veterans Day is your Memorial Day as well. But remember, we've talked about it. Ours is split apart. So we have Memorial Day at the beginning of summer. And then
Yeah.
in the fall, we have Veterans Day, which
Yeah,
is also...
we get two now, similar to you guys.
Oh,
now.
do
We
you?
have a June. We have a June Veterans Day where the Orbitorium up in the Midlands has been built. It was finished about 5 years ago, I think, but it's all the white marble and everything else. So they have a big ceremony there. Then we do the 11th of November, which is-
Celebrating the live people,
celebrate
but
life.
that's still tied to World War One, so it's kind of an interesting
Yeah.
little thing. But that's actually on Monday tomorrow, so that day. So we have a federal holiday, what you would call a bank holiday on Monday,
Got you. All right.
and
So it's only federal employees that get it in the States, then.
yeah, it's like bank holidays. Some companies will take it off too. I think.
Well,
I don't know. Do you guys mandate companies shut down?
Yeah, yeah,
on?
yeah. They have to. If there are a set number of bank holidays in the year, which companies have to either give you the time off paid or pay you double if they bring you in.
If they bring you in, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, ours is
Most
more
people don't.
voluntary, I think. Used to be back in the day, a lot of companies would close down.
Sure, sure.
Especially the service industries, though, will stay open. So restaurants
Yeah, yeah.
and entertainment
Yeah.
venues and all that kind of stuff, they're all going to stay open either
But if
way.
you've got a 4-day weekend, then where are you going to go? You're going to go spend your money at a
Sure.
service industry.
Yeah, they want to be open. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I actually took burned leave yesterday because
Right.
the squadron is not there. They have a family day. So, I mean, I can go in and do work, but because we fly the Sims, there's nobody to fly the Sims with.
You might as
So-
well have the time, you know.
Yeah,
You've got
absolutely.
the days, mate, when you were 24/7 waiting for the bell to ring.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Although there's a bunch of clowns trying to make that happen again for everybody, I think.
Man, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's back to the Spitfire days, that is, ringing the bell.
yeah. I've done that. I've scrambled.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
ding,
yeah, man. Horn goes off. You run to the jet, jump up in it, start it, and off in 5 minutes or less.
Well, I guess it's like our standby, the army standby. So
Yeah.
I guess it's like you sleep in your flight suit and all the rest
Yep.
of it, don't you? And when you're on shift, sort of thing, when you're on call.
Yeah, you just
We
lay
have,
on top of the bed with the flight suit on. You do. Some people wouldn't even take the boots off. I'd take the boots off. You just slide your feet over and throw them on. That's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Yeah. Well, we had,
So-
in Berlin, we had 20 minutes. Now, this makes me laugh. If the Soviets were at that point invading former East Germany to West Germany, and Berlin was under threat. We had 20 minutes to get to the parade ground to parade with all our, combat gear and everything else, weapon, a lot. And you can imagine that the Soviets have already clocked this for many times over, and they would just nuke that particular parade ground, wouldn't they? 20 minutes, get to the parade ground, standing there, I'm ready to go. Boom! No, you're not.
My mental pictures, you guys are all falling out, getting in parade, and the Soviets are just walking by. They're just driving by you.
See you later.
They've moved on.
Oh, man.
But you got to have a plan, right? You got to have a plan.
We got a dad joke. C-Player's got a dad joke.
Oh yeah, what's
What
that?
did the evil chicken lay?
A bad egg.
Deviled eggs.
Oh, deviled
How
egg.
can you do that this early in the morning?
A deviled egg. Many decades after Civil War, Southern states refused to recognize Memorial Day. Yep. That's probably
Really?
true. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I don't know.
Okay.
Is that when Memorial Day started? I looked it up once. I can't remember how the iterations went because Right, that's right. Is Memorial Day? I think that was originally a Civil War day. Is that right? Nothing special. The original U.S. Memorial Day, I think, was tied to the Civil War.
Civil War?
Yeah,
All right.
but I don't know. It might have been tied to the War of Independence or something, and then shifted.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, because obviously World War I hadn't happened, so we wouldn't have had.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. You wouldn't
November
have
11th.
Particular need to do that for any
Yeah.
reason, would you?
The 11th day, 11th hour, all that stuff would not have been a factor. Yet. Armistice Day morphed into it. Yep, that's right. November 11th. All right, guys, let's see. Channel news. What do we got going on? Still working on some tanks. I've got, it's up in the garage, but I am done with the Scorpion, the regular Scorpion. I ended
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, I ended with 52%. But I was looking at the comparison between the two tanks, this one and the other one, the Scorpion G, which I have like a 57% win rate. But games from quite a long time ago, 500 odd games in it because it's a good credit earner. And 50%. The numbers, the average damage is about the same.
Oh, right.
So
that's interesting.
It's a little better in the other one, a little better.
Right.
But my hit rate is 10% different.
Wow. So, just because of the camo on it?
Yeah. I don't know. Man, it's weird. So, next, let's just look at it real quick just for giggles here. I'm not sure. The problem is that the metas are so different between now and 5 or 6 years ago when the majority of my other Scorpion games were done.
Yeah.
So here's this one, 52%, 906 average experience. Here's the other one right here, the Scorpion G, 968. So did a little bit better in terms of experience.
Right.
So this one's average damage is 1,962. The other one is 2,041. So it's only 40 odd difference. But look at the hit rates. 73% on that one. And 10% difference.
Yeah. Well, there's no way of legislating for that. There's no way of saying this is the reasons why either. That's just crazy.
But imagine I'd been able to hit 10% more hits.
Mm.
10% more hits.
Yeah, well, that's a difference in the years gone by, I think.
I don't know. That's my. I'm not sure. I don't know if anyone else has any theories. Very strange. I mean, the destruction and damage 2.5, 2.3, 2.2. It's actually slightly better.
Right.
Very, strange. Really strange. So I don't know. I wonder. It could be play style. Potentially, it's the IA. I don't know. I used the IA on this version.
Oh, did you? Rather than
as opposed to probably GLD or IRM, I think. Whichever one. I don't know what the Scorpion G actually has on it, to be honest. But I don't know if that can account for 10%. But that's the only thing for aiming that was different.
All right. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting. But 10% interesting? No.
I don't know. It could be. Could have a lot to do with play style. So Wayne's at 65%. He says.
Yeah.
Considered creating a mini review for a tank as you complete your... Stutek, I did that for a while, and I kind of do it now, but I don't dig into the review too much. So if you notice, sometimes I'll have towards the end. In fact, for this one, I've got an ace tanker. I actually aced it on the second to last battle. This Scorpion. I'd played 98 battles and not aced it. So I got my first ace on battle 99. And then, do you know how much damage I proceeded to do the next game?
None.
162.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, here's the interesting thing. Here's the interesting thing.
Bonzi, thanks for the sub.
6 battles on the Scorpion G, just for comparison.
Yeah.
And I had a 50% win rate in it. And it's, I mean, my hit rate, 69.2% hits.
Yeah.
So, it's in the ballpark, isn't it? Scorpion G, right about all that.
What you don't know, the problem is, you know, here it's an interesting stat and it is important. What you also don't know is how many shots people took.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
How many shots did they take in that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you're taking a lot of snaps,
to find out, wouldn't
a lot of blind shots,
yeah,
that might be some of it in only 100 battles. I do tend to take more blind shots now into bushes, other camping bushes. So
yeah.
that's certainly gonna.
Yeah, that would skew the figures.
It would. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm not sure, man. It's.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me in the mic?
What's that? Can't hear Pilgrim at all?
Speak to the mic, can't hear you. So I've got to turn my head to the mic.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
It's
muted. Muted, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me...
Peter muted me.
No, I got you cranked all the way, man. It's really... Just the shrill voice just burning my earbuds out.
Very low sound.
Really?
Right.
What?
See what I can do.
I got you crank... Here, hold on, we can come into...
I've got mine all... It's wound right up. Hobbit voice.
I don't even know how to... I can't crank it any higher than it is.
No,
I've not
cranked up as high as I can go.
Yeah, I've never changed anything on that.
Is that the same for everybody? I don't know.
So I'm loud? Is that what you're saying? I'm very loud? My neighbors are arguing about some creepy guy next door.
See, play my move. My move was absolutely fantastic, buddy. All done.
Oh, man.
As you can probably tell.
All right. So done with, done with the Scorpion. Moving on to the Rhinoceronte 287 and the Vipera. I actually put something else. I'm working on something else in there, but I can't remember what it is. Doesn't matter. Next week, the wife is off to New York on Thursday, so I've got a long weekend. So I do plan on streaming Thursday or Friday, if not maybe both a little bit. We'll see. Got arrested today for walking out of an art museum with a painting. I'm just so confused because earlier when I asked security if I could take a picture, they said, oh my gosh. Oh boy. Japanese TD reviews are continuing. If anybody has a good... What's the tier 8? Can't remember what it's called. Something 2 or 1. What is it? Hori 2.
Hori 2.
Hori 2. I don't understand. Why is the tier 8 the 2 and the tier 9 the 1?
That's a good question. But then I have no idea. I
mean, they're almost wholly made up tanks. And then they number them, and that's just a weird... Because 1 is good. I don't know. All right, well, I'll turn down mine a little bit. Is that a little better? Am I not yelling as much right there?
It was, I think, I had it on the camera microphone as opposed to my HyperX. Is that better now?
How are we now?
How are we?
How are we now, brown cow? All right, Battle Pass nearing the end. Pilgrim,
Cool.
I got another 100 bonds. I'm only at 21 points. So
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So Pilgrim's got it sorted. So I don't think I'm going to get another 100 bonds. It's only what, 2 days, 3 days until we're done again.
I am. Where am I? Yeah, 35. So I will try and play it out, but I think I'll be spending gold.
Midnight, just around midnight. I'm just going to start coming 15 minutes after they get their stream sorted out. You know
and
what?
everything else that we do.
You know why that's funny? You know why it's funny?
Why it's funny?
Because it's true.
It is true, isn't it? I mean,
There's
this is how we roll, isn't it?
There's no
It's how we
denying.
roll.
There's no denying it.
No.
You could pretend it's not true, but that would be
We are not
false.
Goose, are we?
That would be false.
Did you watch Goose's stream yesterday?
Did he do the charity thing?
He did it for the USO, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had his daughter with him.
Oh, did
And,
she color on him?
Yes. He ended up having to put. I think, you see, with Goose, I need to have a serious talk with him at some point, man to man, because he's very keen on wearing makeup. Very keen. He was more than happy to get the old slapstick on yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of those jokes where you're looking at it, you're like, you're no longer doing that by accident, are you?
No, exactly. Yeah, you're not. You know, this is now. You know, you're declaring something here, Goose.
Hey, you
And
do
pickle juice, yeah, Wayne.
you do you, my friend. But I'm just gonna have to
Exactly.
be honest. You're extremely ugly in makeup. That's
Well, he had the makeup on. His daughter did the makeup, and then they coloured his beard pink. I think it was on red. I think probably Wayne will tell us what colour it was. I think it was pink, but
That
it was
is
like
funny.
it was really scary.
oh brute. He looked like a Falcon pilot. Typical Viper driver, right? All right, good on him, man. That was a good cause.
Yeah, it was.
there's-
Yeah, I think he raised a lot of money.
Oh yeah. So you can actually, we'll talk about it, but you can actually go on to the website and vote for the name of the next veteran service dog that they're going to. Some
Awesome.
odd name choices, but I did it. And you can.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
We'll get it in when we shill, but there, you can actually also donate to them by sending some money through Wargaming to get some stuff.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at that in just a second. So anyway, maybe Thursday, Friday, we should have a stream of Palooza this weekend. I hope, seeing how it goes.
Okay. Well, I'm off Monday, but I'm in work Monday to Friday. But Friday afternoon I finish at 2:30 my time, which is I think around about 9 o'clock your time. So I'm free and easy.
As always, my friend, you show up and you got a spot.
Thank
All right. Yeah, Battle Pass nearing an end. Blah blah blah. I think that's it for channel news. Got anything else for him, Pilgrim? Any other?
No, it's been a bit dearth this week. Unfortunately, I've only played about 5 games this week. That's what I'm saying about Battle Pass.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a gold spend, to be honest. But we'll see.
The good news is, for me this last week is, and I'm gonna touch wood because it's still Sunday. I haven't been attacked by hornets. I haven't done any. I haven't hurt my back. I haven't had any windows rot out underneath me. So not bad in terms of all that. Yeah, I did do a little gardening yesterday though.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
What, herb garden or yard?
Yeah, herb, veggie,
Herb.
veggie, veg.
Veggie.
I learned,
Check it out.
I did not know this, Pilgrim. I learned that you can even cut the side branches off of a tomato plant, put it in
Right.
water, and the little hairs will grow into roots.
No.
Yeah, and you have a whole new plant.
See, I can't grow tomatoes to save my life. I tell you, I had tomatoes growing in a covered. I mean, it wasn't a greenhouse; it was a small covered thing.
You should
know
be
what
able
I
to grow tomatoes insanely well there.
mean? No, I tell you what, I got a lot of green,
Yeah,
but nothing round to eat. I got a lot of leaves.
really.
Apparently, I didn't do it right. I don't know. I give up in the end. I had paraphernalia. I had one of those grow bags. I had the tomato feed. I put 3 plants in the grow bag and put it in the whatever it's called, the thing that keeps it warm.
Yeah.
And did it and religiously, and it sprouted like it was huge. It was like a tripid in there. When you open the gate, it growled at you. You know, when you open the door. but it never produced a single tomato. So I picked it up and I put it into the bin, the whole thing. I went, you can go, you're rubbish.
So it never
I've got
flowered.
potatoes in there now.
It never flowered.
No, didn't do anything. It just sat there growing bigger and bigger and growling at me.
That's really weird. That's really weird.
Horrible
Now
things.
I do the cherry tomatoes because
Nice.
it's just better here. First of all, they're fun to you can just chuck them in your mouth like a piece of candy, which is nice.
Yeah.
And you can do some of the same things you can do with the big ones. Obviously, you can't slice one thin and put it on your burger, but you can make pastas with it and stuff with the cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
Quite
Make
nicely.
the old chutneys and stuff.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
because the big ones I just have a hard time. Once they get big enough and they're just about to start getting ripe around here, it's July, and the sun just comes in with a mallet and starts trying to smash them down.
Yeah. I bet it's difficult. I mean, you should be able to grow tomatoes in England easily, shouldn't you? But yeah. Sutek, I am renowned for gardening and the Hobbit, but unfortunately I'm the Hobbit that has adventures, so I don't do the gardening thing.
He's not the gaffer. He's not the gaffer. Yep. He's Samwise.
Oh, yeah, I'm Samwise.
Yeah.
I'm the one that has adventures.
He's
and
Frodo.
shit at garden.
Shit at gardening. Yeah, so I got one of them. I've replanted that one. It grew some roots. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if it's going to work all the way through the whole cycle, but I'm trying to figure that out. And
Have you
that's
tried?
actually
Are you going to
cool.
plant chilies?
I got chilies. Oh yeah, I've got about 4 habaneros on my habanero plant, and my jalapeno plants are going crazy. So I've got them. Those are all staked out. I've got at least 1 started. So I probably have about 8 jalapeno plants. I went a little overboard on those this year.
Do you know what's nice about that? Because that's something I probably will have a go at, is doing chilies. Is that when you've got the smoker on, you got the steak, you can get a fresh chili and rub it over your steak as it's there. You know, it's there in the garden. You
Sure, yeah.
Pull it out your herb garden and stick it on your barbie. You know what I mean? Well, all straight from the plant, straight to the gob.
I should try poblanos. They had some, and I thought about that. This year, what I did, usually I go buy the actual started plant at the big box store. This year, I bought seeds, and I've done from seed all the way with my jalapenos. And I think what I'm going to try to do is maybe take some of the seeds, because jalapenos make a bazillion seeds, and they're so I got to figure. I need to look that up on how you dry them and keep them from rotting and all that. But I'm gonna try to actually now start cycling my own jalapenos and not have to buy them every year.
That'd be all right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And if I can sort out this starting tomato plants from cuttings, then I'll only need to buy a couple of tomato plants early in the season. I'll put them somewhere, like really early. I'll get them as early as I can. And then start
do the cuttings.
Start trying to do that if I can make it happen.
Oh, right, that's cool.
Oh, stuffed
Yes,
poblamos,
it's definitely Pilgrinomics, my gardening adventures.
Well, my shrimp farm is that's a whole other subject.
Shrimp on the barbie. I've got a pond over the back here. I might just fish it, see what's in there.
Some crawfish
see if there's
in
any
there.
Carp.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I bet there's some frogs.
Beyond the trees.
There's some frogs. The
Yeah.
people across the channel can show you how to deal with them.
Well, yeah. We eat the frog legs, don't we? When we eat crappy food like that, snails. I mean, escargot. What's that all about?
Yeah.
Who, in his right mind, sat there one day and went, "I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat that snail that's crawling on my lettuce leaf."
Yeah.
Who? Only the French could do things like that, eh?
You're right, Haunted Tank. You do have to be careful starting too early, because if you get a hard freeze, it can nuke them. I've run into that a couple times. I've been lucky the last couple of years, and I keep creeping it forward because I want some good stuff earlier. But this year was relatively mild, and we only had one freeze. We had one real good freeze, but I took all my plants that were potted and stuck them in a corner on my screen room, put a sheet over them, and put 2 halogen lights in there, and mine survived. So it was awesome. Worked like a champ.
Isn't that what cannabis growers use? Halogen lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to avoid that, my friend.
You put your weed in it. Yeah, these are all potted, so it's just as easy to move them in. But no, I don't have right now a system to cover my whole garden. That would be something else I'd have to sort out. I haven't got that far, but I'm learning now. I'm learning as I go, and it's actually kind of fun. I'm hoping that I'll get some good.
I wouldn't have thanked you 10, 15 years ago about yards, gardens, and all the rest of it. But now it gets. I don't know whether it's an old man thing, but it starts to get interesting. You know what I mean? The things you can
I
do.
thought the same thing kind of a few days ago. Well, I'll say it. I was puttering around like an old man. You know what I mean? I'm just sort of puttering around my garden and doing this and that. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, let's do that. Oh, the other thing I did is I replanted it, and it's been like 4 years. My buddy moved away a couple years ago, and he had, after the hurricane, he had bought a lime tree and a lemon tree. And dude, they're expensive now. It's a tree in a pot about that big around, and the tree's maybe that tall.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And they're $80 or $90.
No.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been
Why
staring
are they that
at.
expensive?
I do. It's insane. It's like everything. Go to a big box store and try to buy a damn 2x4.
Yeah.
The pine is okay unless you need a lot of it. Like you look at the price and go, okay, that seems reasonable. Although from 3 years ago, it's completely out of control.
Sure. Yeah.
But if you're trying to buy oak or cedar or something, your heart will actually have palpitations when you look at how much that stuff is.
Yeah.
Where was I going? Oh, so I finally planted those. So I've been staring at it for 2 years in the buckets. They're completely root bound in the buckets. I'm surprised they haven't died. I did feed them some. I have some citrus food, tree food that I've kind of kept on there. But the buckets just basically roots, and a 1/10 of it is dirt. So I'm like, shit, I got to finally do something. And it did get me to get out there and dig up 2 small. I think they're called sago palms. They're low palms that just kind of come straight out of the ground. They got a big root. They got like a root ball that's not very deep. And I had 2 of them right next to each other in my backyard. They're just a pain in the arse. So I dug those bad boys up and chucked them, and then put the trees down.
It takes about a year for those trees to settle down. So by next year, you should probably be bare fruit.
I'm just hoping they don't die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, the shock of the move and stuff. So we'll keep an eye on them, keep them nice and watered. I don't know how that's going to go. They did make fruit. Not much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they would make 2 or 3 things a year because they're just in a little tiny pot, plastic pot. So.
Well, you've got to watch the cycle, because if you have a bumper crop one year and it uses all its energy to create that crop, you'll probably find the following year it doesn't crop so much.
Really?
Because it's used a lot of energy to produce that massive crop. So what you want to try and get continuity is sort of a middle-sized crop every year. So it's well worth it when it starts to.
So you're saying pruning?
Yeah, pinch off the flowers and just leave enough to be a middle-sized crop, and then the following year the tree will have enough energy to be able to produce the same amount again. So we do it with the apples and the pears here. Sometimes my neighbour used to get 80, 90 pears off a tree, and then the next year get like 5. So we looked it all up, and we decided that between the two, because he used to give me the apples and the pears to cook for the good lady to cook. So we used to have apple pie all the time.
That's awesome! Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry.
A new privacy fence.
Deluxe gets you mulch.
A new privacy fence. It's cheaper to go vinyl. Yeah, you'd have never said that 3 years ago. Somebody would have kicked you right in the knee if you'd have tried to convince them vinyl was cheaper than just basic pine. Yeah. I think cedar or something like that was more or less the same, but yeah, it's crazy. All right, what are we doing? Tanks or something?
I think let's do tanks, shall we?
Yeah, why not?
I think we've done enough on the garden.
Tanks or something. Let's get out the lights then.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So there's some interesting things.
Yes.
In the shop here. Let's get in there. Blah, 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 blah. There we go.
Let's see if I can get it now, because I couldn't get it earlier on.
All right, so here in the shop we have Watt Plus. Oh no, that's not new. Here are the 40K packages. This one took me a while to sort out what was going on with this. So there's 4 characters. You can buy this package that has 1 of them.
Right.
And a 2D style and some decals. This one has 2 of them. And a 2D style and some decals. This one, the most expensive, only has 1 of them, but it also has a 3D style. So it's weird. You can't buy all 4 together. You'd have to buy all 4 packages, at which point you would have paid $80 for 4 characters.
Crikey, O'Reilly. But you've got $80 to spare. Why not?
So I'm just like, what? This is insane.
Wow.
This so this guy, these are all nation locked, unfortunately, which
Right.
sucks. I don't know why they do that. I don't like it much at all. A couple of these characters are old from last year, and I think there's 2 new ones, something like that. I'm pretty sure she's an old one, and maybe this guy as well. But this dude is Soviet nation locked. These two are German, and this one is French. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know
I
why
don't
they
know.
do that. It's, you know,
And the styles are locked, I think, as well. Let's
no.
see.
I mean, it's just for me. If you haven't got the problem, I guess, is that most of us who've played this game a long time probably don't have an awful lot of lines to fill with crews. So unless a new line comes out and you want to fill it with a crew like that, then they'll just sit in the barracks with nowhere to put them.
Yeah.
Newer players, I understand, they will have that and they'll have a line they want to put that into. That's great. But for this game's been knocking around that long. There's a lot of players who are like, I don't need a country-bound crewman. I need something I can use somewhere else.
I don't think. I know. I think there's a better argument for commander locked stuff, but I don't even like that. I wish just every crew they gave out was not nation and not
Yeah.
crew member specialization locked. It drives me crazy. So, but anyway, just so you know, that's there, but realize they're nation locked. So don't go in there thinking, oh, I need a commander for my American tank. I'm going to grab one of these cool characters and use it. No, you're not. Yeah. Yep, I think so, Diablo. You're really paying for the 40K thing. That's a lot of money for. I mean, $30 for 2 of these guys, and a 2D, not even a 3D style. So, whatever. Battle Pass reinforcements. I would not bother with that. You're not going to get through the missions. You got a day left, so, or 2. I don't know. Does it end on the 31st? Is that right? What do we got here?
I think it's 2 days to go. Hang on. I shall tell you.
Why does this not say? Don't know. It's a day or 2. And I think the next Battle Pass, which we will talk about the next Battle Pass here in a little bit on Subjects du Jour, starts basically the day after.
Yeah, 30th of May if this one finishes.
See, there you go. If even Diablo, a guy who loves to play the game, has an army of miniatures and lives in his mom's basement, if even he... Just kidding, man. I like that stuff. I just don't have the time for it, man. My brother-in-law is amazing at painting those things. He'll have people contract him to do it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's insane.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
Patience is a skill.
Yeah. Okay, the Renegade is out again, guys. In case you just have a burning desire to own the Renegade. Hello, call me Jan van Ribbeck.
Yeah.
Welcome. How you doing, man? Space Marines all the way. Here, I wanted to note this, guys. This is not sold very often, but you can get credit. There's 7 days of premium and 50% credit boosters.
That's all right. That's all right. That's worth it.
I mean, if you're going, oh, I'm a free to play. I have a week to play the game for $8. You can go 7 days of premium and have some pretty good credit earning. Although I would like to see that be more than 5. That's pretty chintzy.
Yeah.
Still, though, they rarely sell the credit boosters, and you can get a hold of them if you really want to. Also, too, in addition to, you get them from Battle Pass, which is nice. So maybe just wait to Battle Pass. And I don't know, are all the credit things gated behind the paid improved Battle Pass? I don't know.
Well, there's a good question.
More DACA, that's right. So we have an orc. We have a space orc here. We got a marine. We got a space orc. All right, it's going to get spicy in here.
Yeah.
Blood Angels. Henry Cavill. All right. They did do a movie on that, right? Didn't they? Was it a series?
Yeah, there was. Yes, there was, wasn't there?
How was that? I didn't watch it. Is it any good?
No, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Or is it still in the making? I'm not sure if it's been out. You guys are good luck. Just had a 9K combined in the Sheridan. All right, there you go.
I've never had that in a Sheridan. Never in a million years.
I've had people
Well,
kill
that's
me.
cool.
I've had people kill me with 9,000
Yes.
damage before I did much of
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay, the Cromwell B is out, fellas. And that's pretty much all I had on that. What else we got? Gold, no. Specials. It's all pretty much the same here. Really, the big thing on sale right now is the Renegade. You can also get the 122S if you want something that just spits down some serious
Yeah.
DPM.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing's insane. It just fires and fires and fires, and I think it's got the 390 Alpha gun on it. It's an otherwise relatively unimpressive tank. Does it have the 390 or is it something less?
It is the 390. I'm sure it is.
Let's find out.
Have you got it? Yeah, you can check it out.
122S. Is this what it is, right? 122S, yeah. It is. It's the 390. I mean, this thing just has
390,
DPM
yeah.
for days. The way mine's set up is 3,847 DPM. 3,847. It's crazy. It's otherwise a fairly unimpressive thing, but in terms of
Yeah.
it can chuck rounds down range at 390 Alpha, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's scary, isn't it, when you think about it? Because, I mean, all right, not every one of those is going to get 390, but it is, it's going to get close, isn't it?
I mean, it's slow and derpy. Doesn't have great gun depression. The armor is not great, but otherwise, yeah, exactly. Haunted tank, 100%. If you can stay alive, if you can employ that DPM, it's a monster.
Yeah.
But you're not always going to be able to employ that DPM with that tank. Battle Pass, pretty much over for that. I might get the reinforcements. I forgot. Doesn't this have missions that give you extra points? Yes.
Yes.
So that is a nice thing about the reinforcements. For $10, you can get through. That's worth 20 levels, 1,000 Battle Pass points. Once you do the missions, you get some bonds, booklets, other doodads, and then you get the extra crew member. So I forgot about that this time. I said, I'm not going to get it because I don't really want just a crew member, and I completely forgot about these goodies right here: the points and the bonds. Selling bonds right there, right? And that's it for that shilling. What else we got? Where's my list of things?
I think it's important just to reiterate about getting, if you want to get Battle Pass finished, to get the points to do that.
Good call.
No carry over.
Good call. So remember, guys, we say it every week, but go in here and spend your points. Your tokens will hold over. I know most of you know that, if not all, but just to reiterate, the tokens hold over. You want to hold those because you're probably going after some of the tanks that cost more tokens, especially that KPZ-07, whatever it is. These, though, you want to spend the points. Now, I don't have enough because 21 won't get you anything, and I'm not sure if I'll get to 100 points again. Actually, you didn't see that because I had the web page up, but there you go. All right, here's the place where you vote for the service dog. You click vote now. You go through a little questionnaire. They actually do ask you your email. Whatever. That probably means I'm about to get more emails from Folds of Honor, but whatever. And you can vote for. Down here is where you can support them. So this one is tier 3. Are these rentals or the tank? What? Is that the actual tank? That can't be the actual tank. Surely they're not giving. Those have to be rentals. There's no way you're getting 2 tanks, 14 days of premium for $33.
No, especially not the Renault.
Got to be rentals. Where does it say? And why does it not say? Maybe it's there and I don't see it. Seriously? That's bizarre. Hold on. Is it up here on the banner? Because I didn't see these things. There's that. Renegade Cromwell. Why is... What on earth? Good job, marketing. Well done once again. What am I missing? Is it here and I'm missing it?
I don't know. I can't see it because I can't get on the website at the moment, so I can't help out there, really.
Well, let's go back and click on it and see what it says. Donate. No, it goes to K9s for Warriors. When you donate, you must have an email associated, but cannot be awarded to player on June 21st. Only available players, North American server. All right, so it's only North American. Does anybody know? Are they rentals?
Yeah, it'd be interesting if somebody knows. Death Driver says he hates rentals. I do too. You can't get rid of them. They're horrible. They sit in the garage. Blues is in. Hey, Blues.
This is a horrible, horrible article. In terms of what am I actually getting here?
Yeah, it's not very clear, is it?
It's not even there. That's ridiculous. Anybody know if they're rentals?
They've got to be rentals for that price. Although
the Bird says he got the
rent.
Yeah.
Argaday for $30 last year for the push.
Okay, so.
But we're talking 2 tanks for $30, and that I don't think.
I mean, if that's actually true, if they're the actual
Good
tanks,
deal.
that's a swinging deal. But it doesn't say here anywhere whether it's a rental or the tank. Also, these are not over on their page, which is bizarre. Although I guess it's because it's going through a donation page. Because it actually takes you to the K9 page, so that's probably why it's a separate thing.
You can't access it from the UI, can you?
Service dog voting.
I don't think you can anyway.
I don't know, guys. If you're taking your chances on that, I can't tell you. I have no idea what that actually means or doesn't mean. Bizarrely, no, that's not true. So for $22, you get the T-34. You know, that's fairly expensive for rentals, but it's a crazy good deal for actual tanks. Well, unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah.
Whatever. I can't make heads or tails of that. What else we got? Recon mission last day, I think, today. Just for your SA, we got the 40,000.
May 29th, last day today.
It is Memorial Day weekend. I finished these, but you've got some doodads. You get some kits and American flag and a style, actually. So these are pretty easy. You just play the game and you pretty much knock those out, no problem. You can check those in the missions tab here in your UI. And that's pretty much it, I think, for shilling, man. Let's just jump over here real quick and see if there's anything. Probably not in the missions tab. Here's your recon mission stuff, in case you want to know how you're doing with that. Battle pass, missions. The drops, yep. Make sure you're doing all that. But you're doing that by just watching this, so there you go.
Yeah.
It's the Manicore and the 113 GFT, top of the tree. Memorial Day is right here. It was easy. Damage caused. Top 10 player. And play a battle. So easy, easy. That's pretty much it for missions and specials. You got anything else there, Pilgrim?
No, I've just had a quick look through. Yeah, there isn't any link to the USO site from the game, so you have to go to the website to get that.
Well, I think is that 2 different things? The K9s and the USO, I think, are 2 different subjects.
Oh, yeah, it is 2 different things. Yeah.
Yep,
There's no K9 link either, I don't think, in game.
Yeah, don't know.
I can't find it.
Destructive Dan, how you doing, man? Death Drive, I hate the rentals taking up space. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. You can use them if your crew barracks limited as extra barracks. You can dump crew into them.
Yeah,
people have done that.
Oh yeah, I've done that, but
yeah. But at this point, I'm not crew limited in any way, or barracks limited, I suppose is a better way to put that. All right, I think we're done with shilling, man. Are we done shilling?
I think so. Do you think we've earned our 50 cents? Sutak wants to know if you should recommend the Dickimax or the Heavy Tank 6. Me, the Heavy Tank 6.
Oh, Heavy Tank 6.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a Japanese heavy tank, so whether or not you really need to train a crew for those. I don't know a lot of super fans of the Oni, Oho, and the rest of them. But I like the Heavy Tank 6. That's a good tank. The Dicker Max is fun, but it's an extremely limited kind of gameplay, man. I mean, yeah, it's cool to have
Just these days.
Yeah, it's good to have that nice punchy gun and the super depression. But okay, great, you got super depression, but you also have zero armor for the whole down thing. So
yeah.
and it's slow.
I think if you're going to go casemate, I personally would go the German casemates, or even the what's the other line? Chinese one? No, Japanese TDs.
Yeah.
For casemate, German or Japanese, I think I certainly wouldn't. I know the Dicker Max is German, but I would certainly not go that line unless I was really tier 8 maybe, something like that. The Jagdtiger level, but I wouldn't do the Dicker Max.
Yeah, of those two, in my opinion anyway, the HT number 6 is the best.
Yeah, more fun.
Yep, more flexible. All right. Subjects du jour. So I've been noticing something lately. The sheer number of new players and re-rolls. Like,
really,
I've noticed.
Do you know what? I haven't played enough to make a comment on that. So
yeah.
Please enlighten.
I don't know.
Us.
Maybe I'm just imagining things or seeing things that aren't there, but it seems to me like there are a significant number of lower experienced players and quite a few re-rolls with, you check their stats and they got 600 battles, but they've got nearly every premium in the game.
Yeah.
Which I don't care.
That's how you check it's a re-roll.
Yeah, and I really don't care. I just find it interesting when people do that.
Yeah.
Also,
that can be for a number of reasons. I think one of the main reasons that people think it's for is when they re-roll, it's because they want to get better stats. Sure. So they re-roll, keep the premiums, and try and get their stats back up, to a high level, or keep them at a higher level than what they originally had.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to get in a different clan, or they just want it to look better.
Yeah.
It's a challenge for them. All that. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But I think I just noticed it a lot lately. Like, you get into games and you check the stats afterwards, and you got 4,000 battle guys and 3,000 battle guys. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's frustrating at times as well because they're on that learning curve, and that's great for them. They're on that learning curve, but you get very frustrated with the gameplay is sometimes and quite often is off. And you're like, I can't deal with this. It is frustrating. But people have got to play the game, and you want people to come in and play the game. You want the 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 game players to continue because it's the learning curve. But it's frustrating when you get teamed up. I get it. You know what I mean?
You can Haunted Tank, and my understanding is, obviously, people in chat who know the exact rules, I believe you can send in a ticket and ask them to re-roll your account. They will take all of your tech tree tanks off, and you can keep all of your premiums. I don't know what happens with crews and equipment and other stuff like that. No idea how that works, but yes, you can have them do it. There are a few people out there, Wayne. I would say the actual best players in the game are not the streamers.
Yeah.
There's a handful of people out there you never hear of or hear from who have stats like that.
Yeah.
Who just play the game and absolutely kick butt.
Yeah.
And you don't know who they are. You can go look through the top players. A couple of the top streamers are actually also the top players, but I would say there's more really great players you never heard of than say top streamers. Yeah. Warchild, how you doing, man? How's it going, bud?
Warchild doesn't include you, Warchild, of course.
Warchild is just the best player. I wasn't speaking of the best player or the player. It's easy to make them.
To be honest, I would. I don't know. They're only pixel tanks, but I would feel like I was cutting my nose off to spite my face if I got rid of all my tech tree tanks.
Well, actually, I didn't consider it, but who just said it? Diablo Diablo seems to think that a lot of that stuff is for selling. It could be.
Oh,
But I'm I'm talking and now that may be true. You get a couple premiums, maybe you get them for cheap, and or you do a marathon or something, so the account has a couple premiums. I'm talking about also accounts that have like every premium, like 30 or 40. So clearly someone spent money on that account quite a bit,
yeah.
and they just wanted to reroll. But that's also probably true where you farm an account up with a few of the good tier 10s and then sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at that every once in a while, how much they sell some of these accounts for, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Well, I've just done the filter. I did not know this. I've just filtered premium tanks. I've got 107 premium tanks.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane. I didn't even think about it. So you average that out, whatever, apart from the reward tanks and all the rest of it, if you average that out, that's a lot of money spent on the game.
I know, dude. You are a total nerd. Because you're so nerdy. I only have 255, so you're just a complete nerd.
Dear, oh dear. I must have sold a kidney to get all them.
Yeah. Or like they say on the forum, you must have spent all your 401k to play this game, you nerd. I saw that on a response. Somebody made a joke about being a SEAL clubber and showed a 3-marked ARL.
Right. Okay.
Right. He's like, the number, and then he showed he was number 1 currently in the 30-day on the Hall of Fame thing. It was clearly just a joke. He does a lot of stuff like that. You get in there and you see these people getting completely butthurt. They're like,
crazy,
it's the purity test. They're like, oh,
yeah,
you just spend your whole life doing that. You must have spent your whole 401k. I'm like, bro, seriously. First of all, it was a joke.
yeah.
So let's just start with that. He was just kidding. So simmer down. It's okay. But the whole gatekeeping of you spend too much time or money, and it's funny because he goes, oh, that's really cool coming from a guy with 65,000 battles who plays this game too much. The dude posting has like 29,000. So my assumption has to be somewhere between 29,000 and 65,000 is too many games. You're a dork for playing that many. 29 though is fine. That's not a dork. But because this dude, so somewhere in there is the break point. I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
But
wherever the 29,000 game player decides
it is. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly right. Yeah, because gosh darn it, you play this game too much, you dork. Like, okay.
No, the House General does not know about my premium purchases. Yeah, if I told her that, man, I'd be dead in the water.
We hesitate to call it an addiction, Pilgrim, but we all know what it is.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Look at me shaking. It's been an hour since I played.
My name's Guido. My name's Guido, and I haven't bought a premium in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
C player.
Defa driver. I think the limit should be trees felled and not battles played. You should have a list of trees felled. I like that.
Def driver. The problem with that is, for some reason, Wargaming capped the limit of how many trees it will display having been knocked down, and that is unfortunate.
Miserable.
Because I wish it would just continue counting trees knocked down.
Yeah.
Coldwell got to 30. Nice.
30,000 games. Man.
That just cracks me up though when people get into that whole you're a no lifer, or you spend too much money, you whatever. I'm like, no, I have quite a full life. I have a shit ton of battles.
Yeah, the first line that comes into my head is like, what the effing hell has it got to do with you? What I do with my
Well,
life?
first of all, that's great. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
First of all, what are you worried about? Well, because it's some kind of superiority thing, right? You're trying to establish your superiority over that person, because while you only have 29,000 battles in World of Tanks, you have 8 million hours playing Zelda or whatever on your console.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
let's face it, everybody on the Tanks forum plays a lot of video games. Almost guaranteed. I'm sure there might be a few outliers, but nearly everybody who bothers to make an account to post on the forum plays a lot of video games.
Well, I've probably got the world record for the number of games played of Pong. Because I had Pong on my VIC-20 some 40 years ago.
Scarecrow's crushed. Yeah, see all those numbers, man.
Yeah.
Now, this is a good segue, the amount of games played, because new players, new players, people botting, people building up accounts to sell them, all these things that go on in the game. So yeah. I found today in the Ace Tanker game, which is what actually pushed me above, I found a Lurva hiding in a back corner on Berlin. In a little nook I know where there's a hidey hole that people go to. He didn't play the whole game. He ended up with more damage than a good portion of his team because he shot me twice. The bot did.
Right, okay.
Whether it was a player or bot, I think it was a bot. I'm going to show you this guy's account, though, because I thought it was absolutely hilarious. It's like, so the account's made in 2013. Here, let me just show it to you here. So this guy here, actually I got to call this up and then get the stats. There we go. So this account is made in 2013, all right? That is 10 years ago. And he only has 4,451 battles with a 36. Now, this is impressive to me because this is a hardcore bot griefer that has almost zero motivation to do his job.
Yeah.
Right? He wakes up in the morning going, I really want to ruin some games and bot today, but I just can't be bothered to do it.
Oh man, I'm too tired.
It's just like, God, I just love botting and I want to build this account, but I just can't get out of bed today.
No, I can't be doing with it. It means I've got to press a button to turn the computer on. Just too much hard work.
And so on a big day, he actually gets up, gets the computer on, bots 10 games, and then just collapses.
Oh yeah, he does. Or even worse, he gets whoever's living with him to switch it all on, and he just lies in bed with his mouse going, bot. Tired now.
I mean, I don't know. Could be a fantastic. I just found this very curious. Because I said, oh, it's a new bot. And I went down here and looked at it. They've been at this for 10 years. And they've only managed 4,451. I can do that in 3 days.
Yeah.
Though this is impressive, though. I mean, look at this. 35% in the Defender, 37% in the STG. I mean, we have done some serious botarama here.
Yeah.
Now, there are some...
Eisenberg says you can achieve a 40% win rate by going AFK, which means his team is better off if he's in the kitchen making a sandwich. But he'd have to get out of bed to go and make a sandwich, so he probably doesn't even do that.
Based on what he did, I think we'd have to, I don't know how you would prove this. My initial intuition is that if you bot and stay on the cap, you probably have a higher win rate than if you bot and go to a back corner. Because at least you're spotting. And you're kind of, if an enemy comes up and sees you, at least they pause for a second. But if you do what he did, get into a back little tiny nook where, I mean, it took us a while to find him. It's only because I know where people can hide and I'd seen where everybody went on the map that I knew he was probably in this spot. Because I'm like, people have gone by everywhere except this little nook. So I kind of went up in there. Yep, there he is, sitting in that little tiny nook right there. Anyway, impressive. This just cracked me up. I'm like, I don't even understand what's going on here. And he's got quite a few premiums. They're all older,
it's
though.
It's not a reroll, though, is it? It's not a reroll. It's just a bot account, isn't it?
You know what? To be honest, I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he had 30,000, 40,000 battles, and he rerolled, 4 years ago or a year ago. Where's his top? Let's find his top tech tree tank. T20. So he has 53 battles in a T20. Is the 50-2 it? No, that's a. These are all premiums until you get to the T20. So the most tech tree battles he has is a T-20, but no, that's not a oh, what is it? It is a tech tree tank, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Collector's
It's not
tank.
a reward tank.
It's
no.
not a collector's tank, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, so it is a tech tree. All right. So that's the top one. But then, so it looks like he's played some American tanks. He's got the EZ8.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got 15 battles in his Object 283.
Really?
Isn't that the Christmas thing?
Yeah, I think it is.
So he got some rentals. So he bought some stuff, I guess, at Christmas. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a weird account. Weird account. There's an
That
infamous...
has got a good question for you, Guido.
Who does?
Attack Crows.
I have a gripe, but working about topic I've not thought all the time. Offensive in-game and clan name, not a fan. Should don't post it on the forums. If you have an issue with it, just do a ticket. That's your best bet there, Attack Crows. If you feel like wasting your time doing that. Well, let me rephrase it. If you feel like spending your time, I won't put a judgment on whether it's a waste of your time. That's up to you. If you feel like spending your time on that, then you want to do a ticket. You need to have the name, screenshot, potentially the replay that you found them in. You could attach that too. Just put all that stuff and there you go. I've kind of stopped doing that. Only on very rare occasions do I worry too much about names and things. By the way, that guy's name is Purple Helmet, so it's obvious what that's all about.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah,
that's a
there you
euphemism. I mean, whatever.
Whatever.
Sandy Hook
Do you
sharpshooter.
remember-
Okay, so well, because they don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't know. If you're over in Belarus or Minsk or whatever, and you see Sandy Hook sharpshooter, I guess it's not Minsk anymore because they don't do Belarus. But if, you know what I'm saying, if you're in Kiev or wherever the offices are now, you don't know what the hell that means.
No.
But if you put a note in, put a report. God, what's the word? Help me. Ticket. If you put a ticket in,
Yeah.
put that in, explain a little bit that, hey, this actually is talking about a mass shooting in a school. Probably we should get rid of that. There you go. So, see, and that's kind of an example of one I would probably spend my time on, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of times they won't answer, but they should have answered you with the standard "we got your ticket."
Yeah.
Does it show up? Go into your My Tickets. Does it show up in your My Tickets that you've sent it? Because maybe it didn't go.
It should do. It should do. Yeah.
The BZ-76 thing's ridiculous. That thing is ridiculous.
Sutek, you mentioned there as an Anzac player who plays tens of thousands of battles at T29. Do you remember there was an E25 player who had something in the region of 50,000 battles in an E25?
Yeah, yeah.
I remember seeing him on the forums.
Oh, that's the purple guy.
Banned, didn't he?
Well, yeah, because he was a Nazi apologist.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he eventually got banned.
Gasai. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Gasai.
it. Yeah, 50,000 battles in the same tank. He was good at it, I must admit. But yeah.
Absolute psycho.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, without a doubt, a psychotic individual.
Yeah, bless him.
I don't know whether he was psychotic
but a good E25 player.
Yeah. I don't know if he was a psychopath or a sociopath. He was one of the two. Somebody with more knowledge on how they operate would be able to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right, Leroy. Yep. And the big purple text and all that stuff. Absolute nutter.
Yeah,
Just a nutter. 100% nutter.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that's that. New players rerolls. We talked about that. Let's get into some more tank stuff. We have a couple new tanks that are in Super Test. I thought were sort of interesting.
Cool.
We have RU, twice as much experience on elite vehicles. Now the combat experience earned on elite vehicles goes to both the crew and vehicle, not separate but together. Ah. RU though. So there's another change on RU. I wonder if they've put their flamethrower tanks in.
Yeah. Is this going to filter through? One thinks. I can't imagine it will do.
Yeah. You know, I thought that, Leaf fan, but I didn't see any hold on. Let's just re-attack that for a second, because I did not see a platoon going in there to farm him. That wasn't it.
Yeah, it would have to be he would have to be involved in that sort of stuff, wouldn't it?
This is the game. Although I guess possibly no. Actually, though, I mean, it could be a situation where it didn't get in the game he was trying to get into, so it just drives away and does what it does. You could be right. It could be a farming tank, and for whatever reason, now there's a platoon, but it's a tier 10 platoon, so you wouldn't try to. Oh, no, that's a dynamic, because there's a 10 and a 8 involved in it. So it could have not got in with its platoon it was meant to be farmed from, so it just went to its corner.
Yeah, and then he's just decided to park it up and go.
Sure.
Make a tea or something.
Which worked for me, because I was able to farm 2 shots off of him on the way to my
Nice.
4,393.
Happy days.
Because I found him. All right.
I found him. I get his hit points.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious what's going on, as always, with the RU thing. But it looks like they're making more moves.
Do you think any of that will filter through? I'm pretty sure it won't, but there is some stuff that
I don't think
is a little
so.
bit out there. What was that other stuff that we talked about the other week on the EU on the RU server, and it was
Where'd the stats
I can't remember now. Twin barrel autoloader or something. I can't remember.
I thought they had the stats. I was looking at the stats for this XM thing, but now I don't. Well, let's start with this first. We have stats. This is a tier 5 light tank, French light tank, the AMX 13 FL11. And it's fairly bog standard. It's a tier 5 light. I mean, it's got 108 pen, 148 with APCR. Shoots pretty quickly with about a 6-second reload, 110 average damage. I think it's a premium. Yes. So this is probably one of the gift tanks, maybe one of the new Christmas things, or maybe for their anniversary that happens, in November?
Yeah.
Possible tank for that. It's not an autoloader from what I can tell. It looks like it just loads in about 6 seconds.
Well, if it's a light tank, who cares that it isn't? Because, well, with the exception of the 57 variants or something like that. But at the end of the day, for a light tank, you want maximum camouflage and concealment. Really.
No, it moves out, does 65.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing you want. Speed and camouflage in a light tank, isn't it?
Yep. Leafan, what were you trying to? Were you trying to put a link in there? Let me do something. Leafan, you can put it. I just made you a mod, so you can put links in there if you want. Shield mode is on. No, I didn't want to do that. Why is shield mode on?
I can get that off if you.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, it comes on automatically when you take any action out.
Oh. That's fine. Okay. So what is... Oh, is it... Oh, it's Purple Helmet stats. Okay, gotcha. All right, so we've got that thing. Where is this stupid...
I've done it. Turned it off.
Reload. Here it is. All right, so the XM66F is a tier 8 TD. This is fairly bog standard. It's not an auto loader, auto reloader, or anything like that. It's goofy looking though too. Check it out. It's got a big old tumor on the back right
what
there.
What country is it? I can't
US.
see the.
US.
Oh, US. Okay.
Yep. It's a 400 alpha, 232 standard pin. That's a lot for a tier 8.
For tier 8.
But only goes to 276 with APCR. That will struggle against some of the tier 10s it will see.
Yeah.
It's got about a 10-second, 9.5-second reload. 2,500 DPM is okay. There's nothing I see there that's extra special. The turret's decent at 230 and rounded, and it's relatively slow at 35. So I don't really. There's no hook on that, which I think is not a bad thing necessarily.
I was just about to say that. It's quite nice that we aren't getting this OP trend all the time with new tanks that are coming through. You know, it's great to have just the standard tank, the playable tech tree or slash premium standard tank without it being overpowered, and just let it do its job. Yeah, make it a credit earner or whatever. Fine.
That's right, Blues Traveler.
We need more.
That was something I was going to say, and it's also. I agree with you, definitely in principle. The problem is you run into the autoloaders.
Yeah. Exactly.
I had a game the other day. It was just so apparent. There was 3 autoloaders working together, and they were having a great game, doing well, but they were absolutely melting people.
Yeah.
It was a Barask. Yeah. It was a What was it? A Barask.
T-57, wasn't it?
I don't know. There's so many. Who knows? Anyway, it was 3 guys that basically started working a flank together, and they just. It just was funny. You get your one shot off, and then and you're back in garage. You know, it's just crazy. You got blocked, so you blocked the dude back and got banned for 3 days. I know, man. You know, that is so random. I am naughty on occasion with stuff like that, and for whatever reason, people just didn't bother to report. I mean, I've done so many things that could get banned in this game. It's so random.
It's down to the reporting, isn't it? That's where it's at. Mm-hmm. You got some people who are so high on their high horse that they'll report everything to wargaming. You know?
Yep. You try not to, but sometimes you just gotta. You can't take it no more. You've taken all you can stands, and you can't stands no more. Hey, we're gonna take a 5-minute break because I just realized we've gone past an hour. Also, my eyeballs are floating, and I need more coffee.
Yes, so, I do. I need
5 minutes, guys. Tea. Be right back.
Offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts, and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what? If you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell, to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man, to teach his wisdom and pay his due.
All right, guys, we are back. So I forgot to mention we didn't chat about weather yet.
We didn't? No, we didn't.
I only want to say it because it's extremely nice here right now. I woke up and it was 64 degrees this morning.
Wow.
That is
Well, we're in the 20s, so we're getting there.
that is a positive cold front this time of year down here. Very nice.
You live in some wild west of
Yes.
a place, you do. I tell you.
Also, on an unrelated note, I did count. I have about 78 more tanks to get to 100 battles.
Is that it? And that's all your tanks at over 100 battles? Or
Tier
or
6 and
100?
above. Tier 6 and above. I haven't touched
Got
the 5s or
Okay.
below yet. I don't know if that will ever be a thing. I don't know if I'll ever finish the tier 6s, but it's within sight, I guess, or within
Yeah, yeah.
reason. Maybe not within sight, within sort of reason if you're a no-lifer gamer, waster of time like I am.
Well, probably, yeah. Yeah. No lifer. But yeah, sometime this year.
Not this year. I don't.
Oh,
Maybe if I
Uh,
if I average my battles a year, maybe it is. I don't know. I bet-
Sado.
Maybe by next year. Maybe that should be the goal. By 2025, 2025.
No, 20. That's 2 years. By 2024.
Oh, a year and a half. That's a year and a half.
All right. By the time Tankfest hits next year, which is June next year, so it gives you 12 months to do.
Oh, jeez.
Is that too big a deal?
Well, I'll probably play that many battles. I don't know, but also the releases throw me back every now. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
they put a premium out, and they put a. So I don't know really at this point if I'm gaining any ground.
Yeah, you'll get to that. You'll get to that fine point where every tank you play is counteracted by a release of a premium.
Well, it still happens, right? They just dropped in
Yeah.
the whole TD line that got me, and then another premium got chucked in. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
They
by
can add tanks as long as it's tier 5 below.
2025. That gives me a year.
Okay. Yeah,
January
that's cool.
2025. I don't think it's possible based on the release schedules, but we'll see what happens.
All right.
Just for
Well,
giggles. All right, what else we got going on? We got the XMF. We talked about that. 13FL. And then check this out. Some Empire's border changes on Super Test. This looks kind of
Alright.
interesting. So this spawn, which looks like this, I don't remember which direction that spawn is. I guess it's the north spawn? Yeah, the northwest spawn. Just gets ganked. They cannot climb this hill.
All right.
Sometimes they can. It depends on the team, but usually this side has a hard time climbing the hill. So they're actually gonna change the whole, I think, structure of this battle up here. So they've got this kind of side piece that's a little bit lower now. They got a couple more rocks going on right there. This is what it looks like from this side. Here's what it is now. And then they're going to make it this. And they're getting rid of that big wall that's there. I didn't even know that wall was there, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, no. That's right, yeah.
And then so they've changed this up. This whole fight up here theoretically will change. We'll see if that's true. This down here is getting a significant change. This is what it looks like now. And I want you to watch this piece, because what's going to happen is they're going to flatten that out. And now you've got the double hold down, because unfortunately this side has a disadvantage over here.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't know if necessarily
That's interesting. Is it
Yeah.
that looks like more advantage to the way you're now indicating that team that comes around. It seems like that'll be more of an advantage.
I still think this one has the advantage because they've got this rock and this better corner. These guys have one corner to kind of fight on, and that's not as good as
Right.
this, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Over here, this is the sniper nest. Looks like this right. Wait a minute. Looks like this right now. And then they're switching it up to this. That wall goes away, so I don't know if that gives more shots, or maybe it's an artillery thing, potentially. Helping artillery out, getting shots down there. There's another tree. They actually added a tree. Surprising. So they put a little bit more foliage in there.
But it's just another tree to knock down, that's all, isn't
Yeah.
it?
They've lowered that terrain up
In the
there.
knockdown
They've
count.
lowered that terrain, so it's not quite as steep a climb now.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing, look where they've moved the two bases.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
they can see each other. This is that's something new. I don't know if there's any map where the two bases can shoot at each other.
No, no, not even like mines. You can't quite see the other base.
I mean, there's some buildings and stuff, but I think if you get to the edge of these two spawn points, you can shoot at each other. Not spawn points, base points.
Yeah.
Tundra can. Tundra.
Tundra. Can it really?
Which one's Tundra? You're talking. I'm talking in draw distance though, with direct fire, not just I can shoot across the map.
Yeah, you'd have to be within draw distance. Yeah, right, okay, you can.
But these are really close. I mean, what is this? 100, 200, 300 meters.
So that's tier 10 draw distance easy, isn't it?
Well, draw distance is 4. Well, draw distance
Yeah.
no is 5. What is the draw distance, guys? 5 something? I can't remember. Spotting's 445, right? Maximum.
Yeah.
And then draw is out to, I don't know what, 600 or a little bit extra, whatever it
It's
is.
got to be, hasn't it? Yeah.
But it's well within this. So
Wow.
it's spotting distance. Never mind draw distance. It's spotting
Yeah, I was going to
distance.
say spotting distance, yeah.
500. There you go. Thanks, Diablo. So draw distance is 500. Never mind draw distance. These are within spotting range of each other.
Wow. So the ELC that spawns in is just going to get a mass.
Well, you're gonna spawn in the corners. I'll bet you anything. You're still gonna spawn
Yeah,
back here.
probably.
And I'm sorry if
Yeah.
I've mixed up those words, but base and spawn are two different things. Spawn, I think, is back here. Bases are. That's bizarre.
I
Tundra
can't wait
comes-
for this to come. Actually, I can't wait for those changes to come out. To be honest.
Tundra caps are just over the center ridge. You can shoot across from cap to cap. All right, I'm trying to remember Tundra. I don't remember which one that is.
It's the one where you go the hill. I'm sure. You've got everybody fights to get to that little hill on the right hand flank or the left hand flank, depending which way.
So you're talking down the bridge. So that's a fairly limited field of view. But yes,
Yeah.
okay, so they can shoot across to each other. But there's a lot more in between the two on that one. Yeah. That's right, Skunk. I get especially goofed up because I deal with a lot of the files, and the file names are different on some of them. They have the earlier versions of what they were going to call the map, and then they changed the name of the map in the game, but the file name continues to be whatever they called it initially. So that gets me too. All right. So yeah, that's interesting. I thought that was the biggest, strangest change. We'll see how that works in the game. It's no longer in these corners, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could change the complexity or change the way this game plays, or this particular map plays quite a bit. We'll see. Kind of cool. What else?
No, I think it is. I think there is definitely scope for. I can't wait for it to come in that map. Actually.
Yeah, let's see what happens with it, right?
That'd be a bit of fun.
Okay, let's talk about Battle Pass Season 11.
Yeah.
Season 11 is going to start the 30th. So,
Right, yeah, it's the day after, isn't it?
yep. So Tuesday, we're going to start. We've got 3 tanks. We've got the Type 5. This is the son of an Australian Army officer who was rarely praised by his father. What is with the daddy issues?
Who writes these scripts,
Oh
man?
my gosh.
Seriously, who does?
Probably some kid with daddy issues.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it?
Which made him a perfectionist in all things. I don't know why that would
Oh,
make him
really?
a perfectionist, but it did. While he is an outgoing person with many friends, he follows Army regulations to the letter. They also love that.
Yeah,
There's always
that
one
would
who's
be-
just the strict
follows.
arm, who's just the hut, hut, hut.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is a bit narcissistic, which, okay, but he will never admit it to anyone, not even himself.
Okay.
I don't think you admit to being narcissistic. I believe that is a trait that other people.
Narcissists wouldn't admit it, would they?
Well, that's a trait other people see, not you
yeah.
necessarily. All right.
You, as a narcissist, you wouldn't go,
Yeah.
I'm a narcissist. You'd just go, I'm right in what I'm saying and everything I do.
Colette Beauregard. Colette is a mousy little individual. Anyway, grew up in the countryside and never tried to be ladylike. Okay, if she ever carries a handbag, it is only to conceal her ruby pistol. We did talk about
The
this last
farmer's
week.
daughter, is this what we're saying?
I found out last week a ruby pistol is actually a pistol. It's a French issue pistol. It is only to conceal her ruby pistol. She defies the rules and always speaks her mind. So she's annoying as hell, which is why she is still a lieutenant. But as long as she is in command of her crew, she does not seem to care.
Yeah.
Also, why does Ian have a Type 5?
I've no idea. Why does he have a Type 5? No, man.
But he does. He has a Type 5. That's a boat, by the way, Pilgrim.
Is it?
It's a foldable boat. We'll get to that in a minute.
Alright.
Stefan, no glory or recognition needed. Or had. Stefan always performs missions with the utmost responsibility. And he drives an American tank for some reason. He was forced to serve away from his fatherland. So he's German? And recently, he lost his only friend on a mission that should have lasted 8 hours. That's all the info you get. In moments of despair, he hums his favorite song about red poppies. There is an additional chapter, my friends. We will have a what did we call it? A battle, a Maripass, a marathon battle pass, a Maripass.
Yeah. A Metapass.
So there's a new Tier 8 premium. Start your speculations.
Oh.
It is sad he lost a friend, Jimmy. In my opinion, there's blurbs are cringeworthy and they'd better off without any backstories at all. I actually agree with you there, Sutek. It's grist for the humor mill, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The Type 5 Heavy is referenced in the Battle Pass Season 11, but not explained. We'll get to this is good. He won it in a poker match. So what you're saying is it's like the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
Okay. No, we don't want that. We have unique progressive styles, as usual. Sorry, so here you go, Pilgrim. This is a folding boat.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Now, very descriptives. A folding boat from the folding boat equipment. It's a...
Which means it's a folding boat.
I assume it's so they can float the Type 5 across the river. I think they're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, I think more than that.
To
yes,
quote
definitely.
the captain,
In fact,
we're going to need a bigger boat. Or
it's got a naval gun. They might as well just turn it into a ship and put it on World of Warships.
okay, he's got
It's-
coastal. Oh, so the theme here is invasion, coastal invasion. I don't know why. It's not explained. Neither is the last one explained in any real fashion. I don't know what happened in the desert. Does anyone know what happened in the desert?
No, it's an unknown thing.
He found his brother, which I thought might get interesting, and then we heard nothing more about it.
No.
Nothing. Coastal additional equipment helps when you land on unprepared coastlines. Well, if this thing landed on a beach, it would never leave the beach.
No, it wouldn't, would it?
No.
Not ever.
No.
It would become a static. It would become a static gun
It
emplacement.
would. Yeah.
That's what it would
This
become.
thing is never leaving a beach. The suspension is protected from mud. An extended exhaust. How is it protected from mud? An extended exhaust pipes and a metal baffle around the engine air intake reduce the chance that the engine will take too much water and malfunction. Yeah, this thing is never floating anywhere. Crew belongings. We got
No.
crew belongings. We got Mediterranean rations. So apparently we're in the Mediterranean. We have an engine hydraulic winch. We have multiple guns, a Bren, a Sten, and an Orkalon, or whatever that is. So all kinds of extra guns. Sound, light, and smoke equipment. That is for the rave.
Yeah.
That's the party at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would get a Type 5 on the beach. I'm assuming that you would sail across the sea in it and then beach it.
Yes, it would become a gun emplacement with its naval gun to take out enemy ships as they cruise past.
I think it is an enemy ship.
I think it is, yeah.
Well, you would think that, Skunk, River Studio, but last time I got all the stuff and it didn't explain anything.
No.
That's kind of my point. All right, what else we got? Type. Oh, we got the Foch. France. We came for freedom. Okay, yeah. So free French. All right, got it. And we have additional equipment. We have heavy flamethrowers. What? Of course, they're not going to do anything. They just have flamethrowers for some reason. All right. Operations, boat operations, crew belongings, and modifications for floating the AMX. Then we have this. We have duplex drive system. We have engineer equipment. We have a boat. Where? Oh, it's on the back. Wait. Well, you can't even see it. There's a boat back there.
Get off with the boats.
It looks like a very, very small boat based on the highlight. Valuable.
Oh, man.
They have valuables and memorabilia. They are carrying their squadron memorabilia with them.
I'm glad I can't get the website up, to be honest.
All right, here's all the doodads you get. So you'll get the 3 crew members eventually once you go through all that, and you've got to collect all that for your collections. And, you know, this is supposed to explain... I think the gist of this is the Italy campaign, basically. Loosely attached to World War II Italy campaign, although obviously none of these tanks were anywhere near that, or even existed, to be honest. I don't think any of these actually existed. If they did, they were prototypes. That gets us to the rewards. All kidding aside, my friends, we are with base rewards. All right, here's the big deal. They have reduced the amount of bonds you can get.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. Down from 45, 46 or so, something like that, down to 3,000. But they have now added improved equipment or experimental equipment.
Experimental?
Yep. So we can now get experimental equipment. You could have got some in Call to Mars,
Is
and
it
now
pay-gated? No,
nope,
it's on the top.
That's
level,
the base. Yeah, that's the base rewards. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's either they've listened or they've had a turn of heart, or they've just decided it's okay.
I think they always planned on bringing them. It just is just a slight clown show getting it going. You know.
I think that's so much better though.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. If they're going to introduce things that give you an advantage in game, then it should be available to all players, not just those who have.
And at least it's not in the improved.
Yeah.
At least it's not pay gated.
Yeah,
Yet.
It's not pay gated. Yeah.
Yet.
Oh, yet. Yes, there is always, I guess, always that, isn't it?
There we have the improved. There's gold involved, guys. What they did is they took out the garage slots and converted them to gold. So you can get, I mean, it's not much, but over all 3, so 300 per chapter, you can get a little gold for moving equipment or crew or whatever. Although this won't do much crew, will it?
Well, you wouldn't. Well, it depends if you get it on a discount day. If you can do the discount day, if you can save your gold till then.
Yeah.
No. To be fair, it seems like it's a bit more sensible, doesn't it? It seems like somebody's looked at that and gone, well, actually, we need to make that a little bit more useful to the players, as opposed to here's another 20 garage slots that you can't use, get rid of, sell, do anything with.
So no, that's not bad. I mean, there's a lot of premium days, a little bit of gold. These are nice. I like the credit boosters. A significant amount of silver. You can get the bounty equipment. That is gated, unfortunately, but bounty equipment is gated behind the improved. But if you buy it, you will get 3 more pieces of equipment, 1 for each chapter, and 3 more regular pieces of equipment. Actually 6, I suppose, if you add those 2 together, math in public. So okay, the rewards seem fair to me, right? All right, Brute, see you, man.
Yes.
Have a
Cheers,
good have a good brunch, breakfast, etc., etc. And then that brings us to the tanks. These are already out, although this one's out. This one will be available, so you'll start to see these in game once this next battle pass starts. There'll be people who have saved up, and they will quickly get enough coins, the extra 3 or whatever they need.
Yeah.
And they'll be buying themselves a Project 07 HK. I don't know anything about it, really. It's a little bit weird. It has an X involved.
It's another one of those Swedish-type tanks, isn't it? Although it's not a Swedish tank.
Yeah. So you can see the differences. So if you go into one mode, and I don't know what they're calling it, whether it's siege and not siege, but the aiming time goes down significantly, but the loading time goes up. Right? And then
so load it and then press X.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
I don't know.
Well, actually, that's something people do. You're right. They'll load it and then press X, and there's still the time to wait. I don't know. That seems a lot of like a really fiddly bunch of button pushing to figure out.
That's just, you could speed it up. You could press X. It would then reload quickly. Press X again, and you go into siege mode, wouldn't it? But I don't know.
So there'll be challenges like last time. You'll have to sign up. There will be. All right. Here's the big deal. Once you get done with all 3 main chapters, you'll have access to the rewards section. Oh, that's not it. Where's the marathon thing? Is up here. What this says is the additional chapter. I read it somewhere. They said the additional chapter will be halfway through. I don't know where that is, but it's in there somewhere. And then we got, of course, the. Here we go.
Yeah, Sutek. Yeah, probably.
Italy, 1943.
Yeah, Chubby's got it. 3-second waiting time between the modes. And the video about halfway.
Italy, 1943. They're attacking the beach in Italy
That's naughty, naughty beach.
with 3 post-war tanks.
Yeah,
Apparently, there's a castle right on the beach.
yeah. Because that's where you build castles, isn't it? On the beach.
It's,
Sand castles. Oh!
and they have very cleverly put themselves all in one little line here. And they get surrounded. And fade to black. What will happen to our heroes, Pilgrim?
I don't know. They got lost on the beach, didn't they?
They're surrounded. They're surrounded.
Surrounded, lost on the beach, dug a big hole, built the sand castles. I don't know.
Stefan Adashkevich, a brave volunteer, and his T-57 head. People think he's Polish, and he doesn't correct them. He lost his comrade.
So, wait. Can you guys hear this? Can you hear it, or do I need to switch it?
I can only just about hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. I always forget how I need to do this. Probably need to do it from here. Properties. No. Capture method on it.
There's a bug. Yeah.
You can hear it? Okay, good. I'll just turn it up a little bit. This is funny what they say here, though. Listen to this.
Story of 3 heroes of the landing operation in the Mediterranean. Stefan Adashkevich, a brave volunteer, and his T-57 head. People think he's Polish, and he doesn't correct them.
Because. Come on, tell us why. Why does he not correct them? I just let them think I'm Polish. It's cool.
Sasquatch, how you doing, man? Like, what even do you do with that?
I don't know.
People think he's Polish, and he doesn't correct them.
No.
Anyway, All right,
He
Stefan.
lost his comrade in arms near Monte Cassino. And now the Australian and the Frenchwoman are his only friends.
Okay, so his buddy was only supposed to go for 8 hours, but that was near Monte Cassino. So now we're starting to get the details. All right, here comes the mousy lady.
Experienced hunter, Colette Buchot, and her AMX 50 Foch B. A bold girl from the countryside. Doesn't know the meaning of the word rules. Does know everything there is to know about flamethrowers and good gloves. Ian
Because that's what you do from the countryside. That's what you do as a farmer's daughter. You learn about flamethrowers, don't you? She's got to burn the crops down this week.
And good gloves. All right.
Hahn from down under. How did he get the Type 5 Heavy? That's a real trophy. An old story.
Well, I want to know the story. What's the story?
No idea, but you know what? Why have they got an Australian with a surfboard? Or a
When
boat,
Ian saw the
or whatever
Italian
that thing is.
architecture, he spent
Hey, what is odd about that picture?
Well, it's all odd. You know, but it's not,
In particular, that one. Knowing that map and
I
that.
can't see it clear enough.
Well-
It looks odd to me.
How did he get in there? Exactly.
Oh, yeah, the tank's too big to have gone through those arches.
How did he get in there?
It was airlifted. It's air portable. It was airlifted. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it was.
I don't know. I'm not sure what's. Does it have a teleporter? They built the abbey around it.
Yes.
That
Maybe the
back
Waffentrager went with him.
hundreds of thousands of years ago, this was a beach, and it got beached attempting to attack.
And they built.
And then they just built the abbey around it. This is an artifact from another time.
Oh dear.
Same way he got on the beach.
Yes, this is a religious artifact. We're gonna build an abbey around it.
Yep. So, anyway,
spent his entire vacation sticking mosaics to his tank.
so he covered in mosaic tiles, I guess. Well, that would take a long time, and it could presumably take about the same amount of time as it takes to build an abbey around it.
Well, if you think about it, Ayers Rock in Australia was a sacred ground for the Aboriginals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, and they painted Ayers Rock with all those reels. So I guess it's painted the same time as Ayers Rock. So it will have enough time to build an abbey around it.
You know they don't.
Put some pilgrinomics into that.
You know they don't let people on top of Uluru or whatever it's
Big
called.
Red Rock. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they don't anymore.
Do you think maybe it's because they found this on top?
I think that's where it's come from.
And that's the story, an old
Yes, I
story.
think that's the secret. The secret of the
So
tiled
Stefan, was it Stefan? No, the other guy. What's his name? He found it on top of Ayers Rock.
and it teleported into
And then-
the beach in
He
Italy.
he climbed in, and he's like, "What does this big red button do?" He pressed it, and whoop.
Now I'm in Italy.
Yeah.
Quick, build an abbey round me.
Also, put some mosaics on it
Yeah.
because I'm an Australian guy with a Japanese tank in Italy, and I'm gonna glue mosaic tiles onto my tank that I found
Aboriginal mosaic tiles
from something.
and a boomerang somewhere.
So, I think okay. Let's see what else we got.
Ah, we've got it sorted now, I
Look
think.
nice. Well, at least until the first shell arrived.
Ooh, he got artied. He got artied naturally.
Three
That's what it was.
from different corners of the globe don't agree on everything. But when they do, nothing can stop them.
They got out, Pilgrim. They won. They got surrounded
They
and they
did.
just destroyed everything.
Yeah. He must have had, as Sasquatch said, he must have had a didgeridoo gun on that tank.
He d- you know,
The French girl, she cooked dinner and poisoned them all the enemy with frogs' legs and snails. So we got that out of the way. And what was the nationality of the other geezer?
Do you know
Everybody thinks
why?
they're Polish.
Do you know why a
don't know.
Do you know why a didgeridoo always succeeds?
Only Budgies succeeds.
No. Do you know why a didgeridoo is always victorious?
Oh, I don't know. Why did you do so victorious?
Because you've never seen a didgeridoo.
This is that joke, isn't it? Succeed, Budgies do that, mate.
You've never seen a didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Just like
true,
you've never seen a pelicant.
There you go. There's always pelicans, but there's never a pelican.
That's right. The pelican.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got going on here?
During this season, you can get this brave trio with their 3D styles and many other rewards, including brand new ones. For the first time ever,
I just noticed that. Do we have lights that light up?
What, in
you can
game?
get this
No.
brave
Look.
trio with their 3D
Look at the light.
styles
Look at
and
the little
many
headlights.
other rewards, including
Whoop.
brand
Yeah,
new
exactly.
ones.
If we have them in
For the
game, that's
first
going
time
to
ever,
be...
I mean, they have stuff that glows and lights, but apparently these three have it. Yeah, here's the experimental equipment you can get.
Experimental equipment is featured at
Right.
this season of Battle Pass. You can find it
I haven't
in the
figured
base
experimental
rewards
equipment out
track.
yet, because I know
With
you
the
can break it all
improved
down.
pass, you can now earn gold. Also, the number
Mr.
of
Davies,
bonds
stop
up
with the
for
dad
grabs is
jokes.
revised in the base rewards.
What's funny of this, it says also you can get gold, and then it says the number of bonds have been adjusted, but it doesn't mention that it's been adjusted downward.
No, it's gone down.
So they told you, but they sort of
They
didn't really give the direct information.
What's the leading cause of dry skin? Blues. I've no idea. That's out.
They'll tell you more about our three heroes and allow the most active players to collect
We've turned
tokens
to a dad
for
joke
any
channel.
TM.
Oh, absolutely. They're always in order.
The BZ-58-2, the Camp Panzer 3 Project 07HK, or maybe even the Cobra. Choose
Maybe even the Cobra.
special challenges.
Sasquatch is
will
followed.
also
Thank
await
you, Sasquatch.
during this season.
Thanks, man.
More details about those later. Remember that this story is not limited to 3 chapters. The landing has just begun.
This story is not limited to
Not
three
limited
chapters.
to 3 chapters.
So apparently it'll be carried on, I guess. So the last Battle Pass's story, I still don't know what happened.
No, we never got the ending of that one, did we?
We didn't even get a beginning, did we? They
No, we didn't. We just got a jumble.
they were in the desert. There was a battle, and then at the end of the one, the guy's like, "Oh, my brother must have found what he was looking for," and that's all I got out of
Yeah.
that.
I think that was like. I think that was where the film The Mummy came from, perhaps. I don't know.
You think it was a sequel or a prequel to the Mummy?
I think it was a prequel to The Mummy.
Prequel to the Mummy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where it's at.
I don't know. Yes, the preload. Is it Tuesday? Is that right?
I've just had it. It's just downloaded now on me. So
Yeah.
Have a look.
Let's see if it's preload. Hunter started. Blah blah blah. There's some date on this. I'm assuming because I think it's Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. Probably Tuesday. Well, it has to be at least Monday or Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday morning. Maybe it's Tuesday morning because obviously with the new Battle Pass they have to do that thing. So is that right? The 30th, 28th. Yeah. So probably Tuesday morning would be my assumption. That's the preload. Yeah, you've got the preload, so they just have to turn it on. That's why they like to do it that way. So there you go, man.
yeah.
I think that's everything I had to talk about. Pilgrim, you got anything else?
No, I'm fast running out of things to talk about today.
All right. I mean, that's something in and of itself.
Isn't it just? I'm sort of like, I'm lost.
I am
I'm
going
lost.
to next thing I'm going to go do is grab the dog und the wife, and we're going to go enjoy the nice weather with a little walk. I do believe.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess we're on the newly built patio. in the
Oh,
sun.
very
So, yeah.
nice, very nice. That's awesome. Yeah, send a pic of that. I'd love to see it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, I'll fire it off after this. I'll put it into Discord. So I've got them on my phone.
Do you have a nice
I'll
comfy
check
chair
them.
to sit in? And enjoy it? Or?
Oh no, that's all coming. At the moment, we can't actually, we can't use it at the moment because it's still setting. I mean, the geezers who helped me, they said tomorrow sometime it'll be fine. So
Oh, okay.
once tomorrow, yeah, well, I'll kit it out tomorrow.
Right.
So that'll be all right. Yeah, we'll have the chairs out. We'll have the umbrella,
Right.
chairs and table and smoker going, and I'll get a little vid going. And I'll fire it off to you, mate.
Right on.
All waving at you like that when it's raining. We're in Cambridgeshire.
Yeah, C-Player, they are doing free shipping in the Wargaming store. There's a link there on the main page if you're interested in doodads and stuff like that.
I do
All right.
like those Metal Time 3D models. I must admit, I've had
They are
them,
cool.
They are nice.
They're
yeah.
pricey. They're definitely pricey.
Yeah, they are pricey. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's find someone to raid, and we're going to get on out of here.
Well, thanks to everybody who came.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had some fun. Not a lot to chat about. We'll have some better things to chat about next week. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
we got the new battle pass, so that'll be nice because once I
Yeah.
get, I'm gonna have. It's gonna take me a little while, but the first thing I'm gonna do is buy another piece of bounty equipment with the 3 coins, and then I'm gonna build the coins up and decide whether I'm gonna go BZ58. Thanks, Wag, you too, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Whether I'm gonna go BZ58-2 or build up to get the KPZ. I think the KPZ is gonna be more interesting in terms of quirkiness,
Yes,
but
I think so.
the BZ is gonna be a better all-rounder, I would say.
Yeah.
Who do we got here?
Yeah, have a good... if you've got a day off tomorrow, enjoy the day off. Memorial Day, I think, is it for you
Yeah.
guys?
Anybody got any preferences on who we raid?
Goose is gone now. He's
Is
gone to Betty Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bruh meh. Who is that? Let's see. Where is that person? Works for me. Let me find him. There we go. Bruh meh 82. Why not? All right. Let me find him here. As always, I don't know Bruh meh, so good luck.
Yeah.
Is this
Have
person?
fun.
What are they wearing? All right, this could get crazy. you guys enjoy this. I don't know what's going on that channel, but have a good one. We should see you Thursday or Friday, somewhere in there. That's all I've got. Pilgrim Guido signing off from the left side of the Atlantic.
Signing off from the correct side of the Atlantic South.
See ya.